action, how big transaction we are doing, everything is being tracked at the end, at the back profile, right? So when it comes to fraud prevention, your purchase history, since nowadays there are a lot of websites available like Myntra, Flipkart, people are buying things and they do customization also. So on the marketing perspective, it is good, but on the personal perspective, it is bad as well. Why we say bad? Because a personal somewhere what we are searching, what we are doing is being tracked, right? So factors like your purchase history, browser used, IP address, also it makes useful components to even when we search our internet. So we leave a digital footprint. We get a customized advertisement. Somehow it is good because it's a targeted advertisement. What we wanted to see, we only get to see that only. And even companies are less marketing. They need to do targeted mark. They are doing targeted marketing with majority of the analytical tools that they can use. So they can use wide variety of analytical tools as of now to make the consumer straighter on the background of digital analytics that we showcase the targeted ads to the individuals, and we get the maximum sales out of them. So we get the relevant sales out of them, rather than just throwing our ad in whole of the open space where we might get the right audience, we might not get the right audience. But here it is actually creating a very good tool for the marketing perspective. Even different AI, machine learning tools, different analytical tools, they fetch that data, they do targeted marketing, they make segments on the basis of that, and then they sell their products, right? So it is actually consuming less of their time, and better strategy for digitalization, digital marketing basically. So digital marketing urgent trend in the virtual and augmented world. And as we think of these webinars, nobody could have thought of we could have interacted in this virtual world ever. We would have done something like that this in India, right? But now even government institution, even government is also doing the same thing, and they are actually focusing upon this digital marketing aspect, and they're focusing on this augmented world. Now this augmented world is the real tool. So safety is very important, vis-a-vis how much data we want as a user to be revealed to the marketer, that should also be regularized. So from all this, what important aspect came out is, it is good that digital marketing is going ahead, that we are having different customized loan products from this field. I'll talk about that as well. But the whole crux that has come out is government should make the MeitY should make the regulations which actually should give more power to the consumer, how much data they wanted to share with the marketer, rather than marketing for us. Okay, so the use of this digital footprints has bring a lot of positives and negative consequences. So I will try to focus more on positives, and whatever negatives are there, it can always be shortened, or it can always be affected by what I call it to be as government measures. Government can always make regulations which are more pertinent towards it, right? So I would say, on one hand, without an individual's authorization, our demographic data, our personal browsing history should not be revealed. So that is one area where MeitY should actually work upon in order to make the stringent laws and regulations for our digital footprints, whatever we leave behind. Actually important. Why? Because
because of which type of websites they search. Um, they'll get the same type of ads on the Facebook and other social websites.
Right, right, right. So that is always a positive from a marketer's perspective, but from an user perspective, it is actually a negative for us also. Like we are being tracked every time, even if we do a transaction, the cookies that are tracking our Facebook account or some other Google. Even if you book a ticket, if you might have seen that, if you have booked an online airline ticket, it directly comes to your Google calendar that you are traveling from this place to this place at that this time. So even Google is also tracking all our mails. All our mails are being scanned by Google. What we are actually doing, what transactions we are actually doing at this point in time. So somehow it's negative. So according to me, there has to be some regulations, rules, where user has a right, how much information user want to reveal to the marketer as such. So anyone else who would like to add on to this on their experience, what they have experienced when they have booked a ticket, airline ticket, and it might have come on their Google search that you are traveling from this time to this time. This is the weather of the place where you are traveling. So they are customizing things so much for us. It's good. It's good, but according to me, somehow we should have more privacy. So yes, anyone else who would like to add on any specific point onto this? Okay, okay, fine. That's great. Thank you so much, sir, for adding your viewpoint into it. So again, I would say it's a boon and it's a bane, both the things. So, but in credit scoring, this is actually a very useful model. In understanding the customer sentiments, it's very useful model nowadays. Why? Because if I wanted to know really about, like, suppose yesterday a match happened between two IPL teams, and I really wanted to know what are the sentiments of the people about that match. Rather than doing a poll, team people are in favor of which team. So this can also revolutionize the way elections are. Last election of US also, that the internet and the social media has played such an important role in forming the opinion, even to a vegetable vendor also, so we should not be restricted towards those banks only. With introduction of Paytm Bank, with the introduction of P2P lending, peer-to-peer lending, crowdfunding, when we are talking about. So companies are now moving towards what is known as crowdfunding, P2P lending. They How a person who doesn't know another person, like X wants to lend Y in peer-to-peer lending, and this is a company which is actually transacting in between. How they will guarantee that X and Y will gonna pay back to X? So again, I would say that our digital footprints basically help in mapping the credit history of Y and how good he is. On the basis of that, X can pay the amount to Y, or Y can borrow it from the X, not from the bank. So until and unless we don't have such a robust system of approval of loan instantly, approval of loan within an hour, I think we will never be able to take along our bottom of the pyramid with us. So, how this digital footprints data is shaping the future of credit scoring. So, we get a score. Uh, since we are a salaried person, we have a bank account, we do transactions. Scoring for us is easy. But scoring for a vegetable vendor, scoring for a fisherman who just have one bank account started by government of India, he might not be assessing that bank account, but he do have phone. His phone might not be an Android phone. He might be using a contemporary phone, but still he has a phone, and that phone is actually helping me taking or fetching a lot of data. So what these P2P lending companies are doing, what these crowdfunding companies are doing, they are actually fetching that data, using that data and use that data for credit scoring. And if a person at the bottom of the pyramid also want a loan, they can always go through that process. But the whole problem here is information dissemination. People at the bottom of the pyramid are not aware of the schemes that they have. They are not aware of what is happening. Like they do have access to all these tools. People like us don't open Paytm, the bank account with Paytm, because we can get loan easily. We can get it through our credit card as well. But the whole logic of Paytm bank like Paytm Bank, like Airtel Digital Payment Bank, it should work for bottom of the pyramid. The same model was there in South Africa, where M-Pesa was introduced, and M-Pesa was a big success in South Africa for including bottom of the pyramid, giving loan faster, credit scoring for them, and going for an inclusive growth. Because if a vegetable vendor is getting a loan from some third party at a rate of 23% in the market, because he doesn't have a credit worthiness, he's a daily wage earner. And on the same side, if he gets from a Paytm bank at 12%, because Paytm bank is tracking what he is doing, how much he is earning every day, so he knows him better on the digital platform. So this margin can help him grow his business. This margin of 11% can actually help him grow his business in a much faster way. So digital footprints are definitely good in financial inclusion principle as such. So the KYC that we do is an excellent example of how digital footprints can be assessed. The device used to fill out your KYC can also be useful for the lenders. So the moment you fill up your KYC, you give data to your stakeholder. The moment you give data to your stakeholder, that can be used very easily. So this equipment basically is used to connect to the lending websites, which presents information about whether an applicant is using private mode or in data. So what kind of internet that person is using. Phone analysis allows lenders to check if applicants are signaling up with real phone numbers, regardless of whether it is from fixed landline, mobile, or if they are using a number of messaging services. So KYC also facilitates our IP analysis. So there's a whole lot of field which actually works on IP data analytics. So IP data analytics or your phone data analytics is again a very important aspect which verifies the origin of connection. So new credit score evaluation, I would say, will be the future for India. And this credit score evaluation, where small businesses, startups, we are seeing that in 2021, so many startup has been converted to unicorns, and they are coming up with their IPOs. When they are coming up with their IPOs, we need fast credit approval for them so that their pace of growth can be revolutionized. So this credit score evaluation algorithms can we can use multivariate models, and we can mine, structure, weigh, and use rich data for futuristic credit scoring of even small businessmen with data. I'll show you the small businessman is really not very small in India. They are actually major chunk of our population, which we are actually ignoring at this point in time. So if we have this facility of credit scoring for this bottom of the pyramid, that actually helps facilitate the growth very fast. So this model lending companies, we can hear that even RBI has given approval to a lot of P2P lending companies. So all these model lending companies basically analyze various data sets to assess credit worthiness of consumers applying for the loan, and instant loan approval, customized loan products would be the future. So we can predict the whole behavior using artificial intelligence, machine learning tools. They are not very different. They are same regression that we are using, but in a more sophisticated through the machine learning tools. So lenders benefit from lower NPS because they have more control over their uh, borrowers, and borrowers are actually benefiting in order to get a easy access for the loan. So definitely they are getting easy access of the loan, easy turnaround time for processing loan. Many people have faced this problem that the moment they apply for the loan, it takes so much time in a PSU bank to process that loan, and finally your loan is getting rejected. So we could get over with all those hassles. So if a person is doing a small business, his consignment is supposed to be dispatched, he want raw material, he or she can get easy loan from all this digital footprint. So such a revolution if we add machine learning and AI tools to it, and better ROIs for the small businesses as such. So better customer experience also. Although we feel bad that our data is being leaked, but we feel good also sometimes. Okay, we are only seeing what we really wanted to. We get same kind of advertisement. We see same variety because in OB also we study one concept of halo effect. We only wanted to see what is there in our thought process, right? What we actually wanted to see. If I see an advertisement of TV and I wanted to buy TV, I only see that and I'll negate all other uh, uh, advertisements, right? So it will always give a better customer experience. If on your birthday you get a call from a company, happy birthday, and we have this customized product for you, you will always feel good. So this digital footprints are actually giving leveraging CRM, which I call it the customer relationship management. They're actually revolutionizing the CRM also with time. So as a consumer, we do feel good. Oh wow, our bank has wished us and they have sent us the small package and gift. It is nothing, but they are taking our data, they are customizing, and they are sending it according to our preferences. So fintech can leverage this digital footprint data for personalization, high quality customer experience, efficient data mining and analytics, which basically help loan origination systems in assessing risk levels. So again, my whole work of PhD is on these risk levels. So I tend to move towards or tend to have knack towards this risk level assessment that a prospect faces and can suggest ways to personalize loan product advertisement to suit the needs in a best possible manner. So for example, there is a businessman who just wanted a loan for 2 days. So why to take a loan for 6 months and give interest? So the loan product can be customized according to the type of business that a person is. Maybe for 2 days, maybe for one day, maybe even a bank will not give me a loan for 2 days, for 5 days. But with this digital footprint revolution and data analytics, they can easily get that. So